glad you decided to stick around a bit longer. Trust me, you're lucky to be learning from Grace O'Malley, greatest ship's captain of our time, or of any time come to think of it. Who knows, maybe when I find my way off this rock, I'll take you with me. I know I've banged on about a lot of parts of Aeternum that are wild and mysterious, but don't let that fool you into thinking we don't have a few spots where you can find a bit of comfort. Like I said, in most territories you'll find at least a small settlement or town, even out in the middle of the desert. Now, you won't find me in a place like that, but you can find a place to rest your head in whatever type of place floats your boat. You might want to consider finding a place or two to settle down, decorate and call your own. The town of Oxborough in Everfall is quite nice if you don't mind listening to the bickering of its upper crust. Brightwen in Monarch's Bluff isn't bad either, if you can stand the sound of folks clanging around in full suits of armour on those cobblestone streets. There are plenty of settlements to choose from, so don't feel like you have to choose one straight away. Now, as I said, I've never been much of a joiner, but for most people on Aeternum, being part of a larger group isn't a bad thing. Okay, so, right now, there are 3 main factions on the island. There's the Marauders, who run themselves like a military brigade. They say they want to bring order to the island, but that's a line I've heard before. But there's no denying their skills in battle, so I just try not to cross them. Then there's the Covenant, idealists searching for some noble truth and honourable goals to pursue for all eternity. They're a little bit fanatical for my taste, and though they pretend to be above such things, they've got plenty of coin in their coffers. And finally, you've got the Syndicate, science types. They're a little bookish, but they're not ones to get hung up on notions of honour and righteousness. They seem to be sitting on a store of secret knowledge not everyone knows about, and that could be worth some coin. So there you have it. Marauders, Covenant and Syndicate, all locked in a constant battle for territory and bragging rights. If you get into one of the factions, you might be in for a lot of fighting on someone else's behalf, but work your way up the ranks, and I hear they offer their members some decent equipment, so at least you'll find some profit in it. So you see, it's not all angry statues and hostile trees. Nah, sometimes the things that can kill you are just your everyday, normal human beings, and they can be the most dangerous of all. Well, I think maybe I'm finished with me cups for now, but how about a game of chance before you decide to turn in? There's coin to be won on the table, and still more tales to be told.